Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And today I'm using the Tarot of the Dream Enchantress. Before I get into the reading, I just want to let you know that I'm going to be doing a webinar on July the 15th. It's a Tuesday night, I believe, at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And the webinar is about how to read tarot for yourself. And if you're interested, the webinar is $25 and you get a PDF with worksheets and tarot exercises and all kinds of fun stuff. And you'll also get a replay of the webinar. So if you can't make the live date, you can still sign up and you'll get the replay. So if you're interested, I'll put the link to the registration page in the About section of this video. Okay. So let's get started. So the first card represents Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week, and we've got 4 of coins, so 4 of pentacles. And the feeling I'm getting with this card is that we might be dealing with feelings of isolation at the beginning of the week. And of course, there's 2 ways to deal with that. We can feel really isolated and alone and maybe even kind of shut people out, or we can feel alone but not lonely. So there's 2 ways you can kind of deal with that alone time. So feeling alone but not lonely is the more kind of positive way of dealing with being alone. But ultimately I'm getting the sense that a lot of us are going to feel kind of like we want to hold a part of ourselves back from the world. Like we're not in that place where we're feeling like we want to be vulnerable and open up to people. We feel like we want to sort of go within and be more sort of, I guess, introverted. But there's definitely a feeling of sort of wanting that desire to kind of close yourself off as a means of protection. So that's kind of, going into the week, just be aware of that. And then as you get further into the week, so Wednesday, Thursday, we've got the, oh crap, I can't remember if this is the Hierophant or no, this is the Emperor. I'm not very good with my Roman numerals. So we've got the Emperor in the middle of the week, and it's funny, I'm getting this real standoffish sense with this card. Like, this Emperor feels very defensive. There's a lot of armor, there's like a face mask, there's a lot of armor, and I feel like the posture is kind of defensive. So you might feel like you're sort of getting your back up, and you might be extra sensitive to people trying to control you or trying to tell you what to do, and so you may not be in like a receptive state for things like, feedback from others or others' opinions about what you should do. You might feel really kind of pissy and snappy when it comes to people sort of giving you advice or letting you know what their opinion is. But the plus side of this, and I'm just looking at the 2 cards together, is there's this real sense of independence moving forward with this week. So there's definitely that feeling of confidence and independence, and some of it comes from just feeling confident, but some of it also comes from that desire to sort of shut yourself away from others and to not be vulnerable and to not share parts of yourself. So there's sort of it's a double-edged sword, but there's definitely like this strong confident air about this week. So keep in mind, don't start any like group projects this week. Maybe wait till next week or next month. This is kind of a time, this week is a time to do things on your own. Okay, and then at the end of the week, I always love it when we have like a really positive card at the end of the week. At the end of the week, we've got Judgment, and Judgment is all about listening to and responding to your inner calling. And it's so easy to, hear your inner calling but then to sort of stifle it or muffle it in favor of doing something that's more socially acceptable or something that other people think you should do. I think it's very common to have this strong urge to do something, but then we look around and no one else is doing that, and we don't have any role models, or it seems too hard, and so we don't go ahead with what we feel like we're meant to do, and we do something else instead. But that calling is still there. And for some of us it gets even louder, for some of us it might be even quieter and harder to hear over time, but it's always there. And so this week is the time to take steps towards taking action in moving on the path towards your, what you feel called to do, whatever that may be. And I think some of you who are listening to this will be sort of well on your path to answering your true calling, and you're maybe doing what you're meant to be doing, and some of you might just be getting started with that. But wherever you are, this is confirmation that your inner feelings about what steps you need to take next are correct. And that little voice inside yourself that's sort of urging you to do, certain things, like maybe to switch your job, or to travel, or to move, or something that might be kind of drastic. Just know that if you feel that sort of inside yourself, that that voice is correct, and you want to start taking steps towards making things happen. So just taking a quick look at all these cards together, I get the sense like this week is about being independent, standing on your own 2 feet, and listening to your inner calling. And it's really hard sometimes to hear your inner calling when you're distracted and you've got a lot of things going on around you. So if you're distracted by relationships, by other drama, other people's advice and opinions and what other people are doing, even things like books and movies and just like culture in general can serve as a huge distraction from really listening to your intuition and knowing what your calling is, what you're being called to do. And so this week is about maybe getting away from some of that. And that's kind of the positive side of the Four of Pentacles in a way. Going within, getting away from other people's influence so that you can hear your inner calling and take concrete, positive steps in the right direction. Just looking at the directions of these cards, we've got the angel going that way, forward. We've got the Four of Pentacles, fairy thingy, demon fairy, whatever she is. She's sort of facing the past. So the beginning of the week, you might find yourself being kind of pulled back into the past, thinking about things that happened in the past, maybe ruminating about certain things. But the Emperor here in the middle is facing directly towards us. This is about facing challenges head on. And you kind of have to do that in order to get to this place of moving forward. So there's a really clear sort of 3-step process to this week, and it feels like it's a very clear indication that you're going to be moving forward in your life, and things get more authentic. You get gutsier here with the Emperor. So you're going to be definitely stepping into your own power this week, and it's going to feel good. It's going to feel good. Sometimes it might feel a little bit isolating, but overall it's going to feel good. And then once you kind of step into your own power and claim that power for yourself, then this is when you really start to hear your inner calling. So I would recommend doing some, even doing some journaling, even if you really hate journaling, doing some journaling this week about what you feel your inner calling is, and making notes about the things that you really want to do that you haven't tried yet, making notes about the things that you love doing, the things that, when you're doing them, there's no sense of time. Time just passes like so fast. So just kind of paying attention to those things, and that will give you a stronger sense of what that inner calling is for you. Okay, so my name is Kate. I'm from dailytarotworld.com, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely week, And check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com, for information about learning tarot card reading. I've got all kinds of tarot spreads, tarot exercises, all kinds of fun stuff. Okay, thank you so much for watching.